Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to flip number 48, I believe. We left off back in on February 7th. So today is February 23rd when I'm filming this. So we'll just get started. Oh, tomorrow is my son's birthday. He turns 18. Oh, my heavens. My baby has all grown up. Okay, before I start crying, I'll get into this. So this day here, I was having a bit of a rough day. So I just decided to put a positive meme on here. And then this is, this is like a to-do list thing. And I had things to do that day, but obviously they didn't get done. So I tipped it in there anyway and just put some positive memes and pretty, papers that I had on my desk. And it was a total bad day. So yeah, it wasn't that great of a day, but I got through it. I always do. And then this day here, it was such a wonderful day. This book is hard to stay open. It doesn't stay open. It's irritating. That's my only complaint, I guess, on this book. Anyhow, so this day I had a lovely friend of mine come for a visit. And it was so nice. A lot of times, as you know, if you've been on my channel at all, I do not get out of the house very often. If I do, it's strictly to do what I have to do, I don't drive very often, and so when I do, it is driving for a purpose, So, and it's, doing something that I absolutely have to do, that I have no choice in the matter. So it's so nice when friends understand that and come to me. And so, yeah, we had a lovely time together, catching up on a bunch of things. And this right here is the tea that I make that she likes. We used to have brunches a lot with a group of ladies. And I would always mix some green tea, some chai tea, and some just regular decaffeinated tea. And I mix it all together and make iced tea out of it. And it's really yummy and spicy and so good. So I made that for her because I knew she'd like it. And I made some muffins for her as well. And so, yeah, we laughed and we cried and, just shared all the different things and that are going on in our lives. Her two boys graduated years ago from high school, and so she's really feeling the empty nest, and she's not liking it either. So we had a lot to talk about as far as that's concerned. And yeah, so she's such a great friend, and this is the friend that also has been battling breast cancer for the last couple of years. So yeah, she's a cherished friend, and so I had a lovely day that day. This day here, we are on our way to my son graduating high school, and I have two children, and my son is the last one to graduate, the second and last one to graduate. And so, yeah, it was bittersweet that day because we spent the whole day going through stacks of photo albums trying to pick 50 photos to put in his senior graduation slideshow that our co-op group puts together for all of the graduating seniors. And yeah, it's really hard to pick 50 pictures, only 50 pictures, just out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures, So yeah, we did that and we got that done, and it was just, it was bittersweet and times through tears, reminiscing about our homeschool years and just, him growing up in general. So, yeah, so we did that. And then this day here, let me think, it was Saturday. So we went out and ran errands again. We did not go to the Keys for some reason. I'm not really sure why not this time. But anyway, went ahead and got a new washer and dryer because mine had been on the fritz. And we also, went and got the dry cleaning, my husband's dry cleaning. He has work shirts, and I do not iron, so it's hard for me to stand for a length of time. And so, yeah, we sent them to the cleaners, so we had to go do that. And then we stopped off at Sonic on the way home because I do like hot dogs. However, when I got the hot dog, I just ordered like an American, I guess, hot dog. I don't know. And it has relish on it, which normally I can handle relish. But this relish was like a gelatinous, sugary, green, lumpy substance. Not good. Not good. Won't do that again. Then this day here was Valentine's Day, and we didn't really, I mean, we didn't do anything all that special because, we try to make every day special for each other. And so this here is just, it's a tip-in from Ipsy that my daughter gave me, and then I just found this magazine clipping. It's not where you go in life, it's who you have beside you that matters. So I thought that was appropriate for Valentine's Day. And here, oh, on this, you can't say it, on this page here, I found like a, something online, a little meme or quote or whatever, and just wrote that down on there. And then my husband, the day before, he had been at the store and he bought me these beautiful tulip bulbs. And so they all bloomed, and they're so beautiful. So yeah, he knows they're one of my favorite flowers. So that was very nice of him. And let's see what else went on. Ugh, another freaking bed day, I swear. Oy. So yeah, another long list of things that I had to get done, which the only thing that day I got done was the laundry. And tomorrow's a new day. That's all I can do. That's all I can say. I didn't even put anything behind this. It was just a bed day, and oh my heavens to Betsy. So I had to call like the U of M, which is the University of Minnesota, about my husband and getting a second opinion for his stuff. I had to call my doctor to go get my blood results, an appointment for my blood results. We had to work on the senior slideshow, my son's senior pages, because he has to do a page for the yearbook, and then we as parents do a page in the yearbook. I had to order his senior pictures. I had to order his diploma. I have to sign him up for the SAT again. I have to make eye appointments, clean the bathroom, and vacuum the master bedroom. And I got none of it done. So on this day, woke up to a tornado warning. And yeah, not fun because, my kids were either at school or on their way to school. And so, yeah, I was sitting home by myself with my dogs and worried about my children. So, yeah, nothing ever came of it, though, thank goodness. I mean, we had some rain, but that was about it. And then I put some positive memes here, and I didn't really do much the rest of the day. Oh, I had attempted to do some of the stuff from my list of things to do the day before. So yeah, the only thing I got accomplished was a few phone calls, and I did manage to scan all of my son's pictures into the computer for his slideshow. And yep, I just had to put them in order and email him. So then this was interesting because when I first started doing the Fibonacci and just journaling in general, I just think it's really important. I think it's a really important habit to get into, journaling, even if it's just one simple thing a day, or just a feeling about the day, or, something that happened in the day. And in my very first video of doing the Fibonacci's, I talked about, some of us feel like, well, I do anyway. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like, when I first started out, I thought, man, I have a really mundane life. I mean, I'm chronically ill. I stay home a lot. I really don't do all that much. So what the heck am I going to write about? But I have successfully filled 6 books last year. So I filled, all my composition books every month, 12 months of journaling my mundane life. So it was interesting. I had been reading a book called Writing Down the Bones, and by Natalie Goldberg, and it's actually a textbook of my daughter's for one of her creative writing classes. And as I was reading, I read this, and it just reminded me of something that I had said again in my very first video. I talked about, when you write something down, the ordinary becomes the extraordinary. And so this is what I read in her book just, a couple weeks ago. When I reread my notebooks, it never fails to remind me that I have a life, that I felt and thought and saw. Suddenly, you're sitting in your chair fascinated by your own mundane life. That's the great value of art, making the ordinary extraordinary. We awaken ourselves to the life we are living. That right there, in a nutshell, is why making the habit of journaling daily is important. I can't stress that enough. I love that quote, and it really just touched me right where I was at that day and just my thoughts on journaling in general. So I wanted to share it with you. So that was that. And then this day here, I had started a Bible study, and I was working through Ephesians, and I don't always put my Bible study stuff in here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just all depends. And I had a busy day, so I made my appointment. I ordered the dissection specimens. Yay. Yes, we're going to start dissecting specimens soon in biology. I taught biology that day. I worked on the slideshow again. I ordered my son's diploma, and I did happen to steam mop the bathroom. So that was good. And then this day here, it was a Friday, and one of my husband's younger sisters, he's 12 years older than she is, and they were very close growing up and are still very close. And so she and her two girls, her husband was had to go back home to go to work, but she and her girls were able to come down, and so for just a night visit, let me think, a night? I think it was just a night, but anyway, we were so glad to see them and have them come down. They'd never been to the hideaways, so we took them down there, and it was just a short visit, but it was a lot of fun. So that night we just sat downstairs. It was cool out, so we had the fire pit going, and we had pizza, and then the kids played Jenga and Spoons, which is a card game, so they had a lot of fun doing that together. And we also roasted marshmallows, and it was funny because my sister-in-law and I were discussing, just reminiscing over the years and everything. When I came into the family, she was 9 years old when I came into the family. So yeah, anyway, it was just funny, talking with her, reminiscing about a bunch of different things. And then, how sometimes when I open my mouth, my mother comes out. We just giggled about that because she was like, yeah, there's so many times that I say something to, that she says something to her girls, and it's like her mom talking, so it was funny. Then this day here was a Saturday, so we went to a place called Dolores's. It's a Mexican food truck, and so we had fun going to that. It's actually like at a farmer's market, and poor Big Handsome, he was not feeling well at all, so he actually laid in the car, the poor thing, while we ate. And then afterwards, I ended up taking him home so he could rest. And then my daughter had driven her car as well because my husband, we knew he wasn't feeling well. And so we were like, well, let's take, two different cars just in case, daddy's not feeling well and I have to drive him home. So that's what ended up happening. And, but then my daughter, took her aunt and her cousins and just went around shopping and had a little bit of girl time. So that was nice for them. And then when they got back, before my kids had to leave to go to work that afternoon, they had some barbecue that they were working back in town. So my daughter, before she left for work, was able to take the two girls out on a kayak trip, just up and down the canals a little bit. So it was a short trip, but they had a lot of fun. And then, and then my sister-in-law and my nieces went back up to where they came from. So then this day here, is actually today, the 23rd. See, I skipped some days. I skipped Sunday, which was a lazy day. I skipped yesterday because I really wasn't doing all that much yesterday. But I had been working on painting faces. And so I photocopied this. This actually, she lives, I call her Ella. She lives in my Canson Mixed Media 9x12 book. So I photocopied her to put her in here. This is like my second try doing this type of face. And the first time I did it, the first time I did a girl, like her nose was not satisfactory to me. Her lips were really small, and so yeah, so I tried it again, and this is how she came out. I think she came out fairly well, and I'd been having fun with it, and my inspiration came from Eleni S right here on YouTube, and I'll link her below. She's doing, what is it, 29 Faces of February, I think. And I'm not doing that, but I had been watching her videos, and she does them like fast forward, but they're just so inspiring to me. So I thought that I would just try it out and see if I could do it. And so I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope to do some more girls. Yeah, and I just used, pencil to sketch her out, and Micron and some Winsor and Newton watercolors. I also used Artist Loft watercolors. I used some Inktense pencils. I used my Posca White paint pen. I used Prismacolors as well. And I do need like help on shading and stuff like that. I'm just not good at it yet. Don't know if I ever will be, but you know what they say, practice, practice, practice. So that's it. I'll leave you there, and I'll thank you for sharing your time with me and listening to my ramblings. And I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll catch you later. It'll probably be on a flip.